Hey everyone, hope that you're all well. I'm just getting used to a new setup in here and checking that I have gone live in the right spot. My glasses are dirty, I'm never prepared, I swear. Okay, hopefully we're all good. I'm crossing my fingers because I finally got organised and cleaned up my desk and set up the streaming software that has been broken forever. Well, not broken, I think it's user error. Hey Judy. So I fixed it today. I sat and had a little bit of patience to work out the computer, and that's never something that I prioritize because I hate it. So I hope that you're all well. I am live on a Tuesday, which is a bit weird. And that is simply because I had a busy weekend. It was the last weekend of school holidays here in Tasmania. And so I went out with my son and my sister and my nephew and my brother-in-law, and we went to play some laser tag and have some fun. So Saturday was a bit crazy, and that is why I didn't go live. So anyway, if you're just joining or if you haven't been here before, my name's Kayla and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from Tasmania in Australia. The cold bit, which is why I've actually got a cardigan on tonight. Usually I don't wear jumpers or anything like that when I'm crafting. I don't know, it's a sensory thing. So, but it is really cold. So yes, jumper it is. So I'm just going to check while I am just giving it a minute to go live. I'm going to check that it has worked because I went live over on my YouTube as well, which usually I pop these replays on YouTube the night of the video, but I don't usually stream them to YouTube. So I thought I would give that a go. It actually saves a job for me as well. And so if you are watching on YouTube, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. It's cold in Queensland as well. Well, there you go. It's actually, I've been up there a few times when it's actually been a bit chilly. So now if the live captions are annoying, so I don't usually see them. You can just turn them off down the bottom, or they're there for people that need to have the live captions. So anyway, I'm just going to take a sip of my hot coffee because it's the kind of weather that I need a good coffee. Hey, Anita. Okay. So what was I going to say? I had a fun day today. My mum and I we carefully peeled up the old contact on my desk. So I had one that looked like wood planks. Now, taking off old contact that's been stuck there for a while is a bit painful. So we had the heat gun and we were slowly peeling up the contact, and my mum was getting off all the residue from the glue with rubbing alcohol. And so she had to stop after a while because she said, this is making me feel sick. Oh, hey, Sue and Sue. I hope you're well. You're finally catching me live, Sue. You're all booked for Pam's Cruise. That reminds me, Anita, I've got to reply to your message. I do have a roomie. I'm going with Leanne Kewen, who I think you would have met at On Stage. I hope you found a roomie. Anyway, so I forget what I come on here and I thought, I'll forget what I'm talking about, which I have. So I made this card to show you. I'm going to make a couple of changes tonight, but I did make this card, and I'm not even sure what the fold is called. I made a couple of adjustments, but I was inspired to create it from Jamie. Oh, what is her last name? I call her Jamie B or something. Anyway, I was inspired to create it. She made a card similar with the Changing Leaves bundle, and I wanted to give it a go. So I made it with the Lily Pond Lane suite, and the reason I chose that suite is one, because it's cute, but I don't think I have done a project with this suite yet, so I thought that's why I would give it a go. I'll quickly show you the suite because it's cute if you haven't seen it before. And of course I've timed my washing machine to be going while we're live, so I always do it, not on purpose, I swear. So it comes with this, there's a bit of reflection. I've got some new lights in here and I haven't quite worked them out. They're all fancy with technology, and so hopefully the light is okay, but I haven't quite worked them out yet. So anyway, it comes with the Charming Duck Pond stamp set and dies, which these are not all the dies because one of them I have out. It's this beautiful one here, which you see on the front of my card. So it comes with these beautiful dies and that stamp set. And then also it comes with gorgeous paper, which I actually won this paper at On Stage. So if you attended On Stage, which is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator event, we have something called Prize Patrol. And I won this 6x6 inch paper there. So I've been busting to use it a bit more. This cute paper, some of them coordinate with the dies. I think it might be, oh no, that duck's facing, oh no, there we go. So that one does. And do we coordinate with the little ducks? I think so. So yeah, a couple of them coordinate with different dies that's in the pack. So we've got the little duckies, this cute one. You'll see my favourite pattern in a second that I adore. So there's that one. This is gorgeous. That's the one I've used on my sample card. And then more duckies. This one's my favourite. I love koi fish. So that was a clear favourite for me. I did make a card with the koi fish. I don't think I've shared it yet because it's for something, but I will have that shared. And then there's this one. These seam papers are so cool for some fun folds that really show off the whole 6x6. So there's quite a few. And I've done a few with my PDFs this year that would be great for these scenery style papers. This is a gorgeous one too, one of my other favourites. And the backs of these papers are a bit more subtle. You get 48 sheets, but this is just one. I'm just showing one of each. So I'll go through these a bit quicker so that I'm not spending my whole life showing paper, although it would be pretty easy to do with Stampin' Up's paper. Look at the little koi fish. How cute are they? I love the mix and match of the more subtle designs with those scenery papers. And those are really cute, what do they call them? Lily pads. And then the other final thing in the suite, I believe, is these beautiful, I don't know if that's going to show, but they are dappled dots. And they look like little duck eggs. They're really cute. So that is what is in that suite. I'm also using these fab dies tonight. If you don't have these, you need them. They're the deckled circles dies, and they're really great. So I'm going to make something with those tonight. Okay, so I think that was all I had to share before I started making stuff, but I just want to say one thing. It is only until midnight. Bonus days plus free shipping. It's like a double up, and if you haven't got on it, you need to, because at the moment, or till midnight, you can get free shipping on orders over $65, but you can also get a $9 coupon for orders over $90. So spend $90 and you get free shipping plus a $9 coupon to spend next month. Now, the bonus days coupons are $9 for every $90. So if you spend $180, you're getting 2 coupons plus free shipping. So really great. It's only until midnight tonight. Bonus days doesn't end till the end of the month, but free shipping ends tonight. So I just wanted to say that. Keep it in your mind. Make your wish list. Don't miss out. If you're a demonstrator, definitely get on there and do those orders. So I'll come back. Hey, Heidi, how are you? You use them all the time. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Okay. You just put your order in 10 minutes ago. Good. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. It's going to go cold. It always does. Okay, so I'm going to open up the card. So I tied mine with a ribbon, which was different to Jamie's. She's got, I've forgotten her last name. It starts with B anyway. So I opened it up, and then I think Jamie's card, you just opened it up. But because you can see this section of the inside, you would have to keep your writing underneath whatever you put on there and then in this bottom section. And I love to write an essay. When I do cards, I am sorry, but I do like to write an essay. So what I did on the inside is actually popped another card on the inside. And that gave me a bit more room to be able to write a whole message and not have to worry about writing it where that can't be seen. And then because I did add a little bit of bulk and layers by adding the card on the inside, it sort of was sitting up a little bit. Not enough, you don't have to do this step. But I added a ribbon in and behind and popped another piece of designer paper on the back to help hide that ribbon that was going to go around the back. So then it gives you a spot to tie a cute bow as well. So yes, that was fun. I had a little bit of mucking around though, because this circle, you will see, it doesn't cut out as a circle. That's why I've combined it with the deckled circles dies. So it takes a bit of mucking around, but it's worth it. Okay, and we're going to do Stampin' Blends colouring tonight. Okie doke. I will get started. We're going to start with, and I have converted this to Imperial. If you're watching and you use Imperial, I have done the conversion, but I won't go through measurements on here. I will go through, measurements will be in the PDF. So I've pre-cut quite a few things, but I'll go through them as I go. Okay, I'm going to start with this. I did die cut out the black circle that's going to go on the background, but I did smudge a bit of the white, but I think I'm just going to go with it and leave it like that. Okay, so I've got, the first thing I'm going to do is make this circle. Hey, Emma, I make that particular fold the same as you. Well, there you go. It's good to have the extra room. So we want to take this die, first of all, from the Charming Duck Pond dies. And it's really gorgeous, but what you'll see is that it does not cut out around this piece. So it will make like a window. It would be great for a shaker cut, but that's not how I want to use it tonight. What I'm going to do is bring in my die cut machine, and I've got a piece, I'm doing it like I'm left-handed. I've got a piece of basic white thick because I'm going to use blends. Now I want to pop it up a little bit from the bottom there because I'm going to die cut around it with the circle. So I'm going to pop that in, and then I don't think this fits in the mini die cut machine. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I've got no strength in my arms today. Okay. I think I need to give my plates a clean. It's leaving marks. Okay, so you'll see from when I pull this piece out that you're left with a window, but I actually want to cut it out. So what I'm going to do is pull in my deckled circle die. Now I was going to work out which one this was before I went live, but I didn't. Okay, so what are we? Probably easier to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the largest. So I think there's more of those. So we'll go 6 largest deckled circle die. Now, I did make a mark. I've got a little, I don't know if this is going to work because it was a pain to line up when I did it originally, so I thought I'd try something. I've made a little mark with a permanent marker on this die, and then I've marked on this die cut piece where that lined up to. And you'll see why when I do it. Okay. I'm actually going to move the mark though. I need a little bit of Post-it note tape. I've always got my Post-it note tape on my mini. So I use my mini all the time, but not necessarily my normal size one. I'm not sure. I just tend to use lots of little dies, and I've always got my mini out. So I'm just going to, I don't have it on the mark yet, but I'm just going to make a mark there where that little mark on my die is. Okay. Now I'm going to run that through. The ducks do look cute. I'm not sure. Megan's probably not used to me being live here on a Tuesday. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to pull this off, and I can move my machine out of the way. Drop it on the floor more like it. Now, was there a good enough mark there? It's going to make it a little bit more obvious. Okay. Now, the reason for that mark is because if I get that little line mark there around here, I'm not going to have to turn this circle all the way around to work out where that lines up. So that worked a lot easier. So these are deckled circles dies. So they're actually not symmetrical. So you'll spend forever trying to line those up and still get the black edge around there. But I know now that if I line that up roughly there, give it a little wiggle, it's going to fit perfectly. So that was the tip I have for that, because I did spend a long time trying to work that out before, and it was a bit painful. So I'm going to pull in my white one. I'm just going to grab a scrap piece, which I've moved things around in my craft room, which is never, I'm looking in the complete wrong side of my drawers. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in a little bit of grid paper because I don't want to get the colour on my desk. You're back. Okay, so I'm going to take a few different colours of blends to colour these. This is probably the longest part of the video, so grab a coffee. I have got some lemon lime twist, some pretty peacock, some Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Balmy Blue. They're the ones I'm going to use for this bit, okay? Now I'm going to start with my light lemon lime twist. Now I'm pretty sure these are the ones that are on their way out, but there'll still be enough in there to do tonight. So I'm just going to colour all these little, what do they call them, reeds, with my light lemon lime twist. And I'm actually going to go around this whole edge here. Now it's funny because I did this part slowly when I was putting the card together. So I'm trying to remember exactly what order I did it in. Okay. You can be as creative as you want with this too. I'm going to colour that little lily pad in with Pretty Peacock. So it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of lemon lime twist on there because Pretty Peacock is a very dark colour. And I'm just going over that entire piece because lemon lime twist is going to be my base colour. So I just want to get a nice coverage on this bit first. Okay, now I'm going to come in with some light Pretty Peacock and just add a little bit to those reeds. Now I'm going to go around this one too, I think. And then this one here is slight. Yep. I'm going to colour in this little lily pad. I don't know if anyone else is like me and finds colouring really relaxing, but I actually quite enjoy it. And I don't even care if I go out of the lines. It doesn't bother me too much. I'm definitely not a perfectionist when it comes to colouring. Colouring is not something, I wouldn't call it my greatest skill, but I still really enjoy it. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of Pretty Peacock just to those little grooves that are left in the die as well. Now I'm going to come in with some dark lemon lime twist and actually add a little bit of dark where I think it could do with a little bit more definition. So I'm not adding it everywhere because I still want to see some of that. I might have to switch to my bullet tip because this is the one that's definitely needing a replacement. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark in there. You love colouring? Yeah, I agree. The blends do make it super easy. I saw a memory I shared recently when I first got my blends, because I wasn't a Stampin' Up demonstrator when they had the blendabilities or whatever it was. So stamping blends was my actual first experience of alcohol markers, and I have loved them. Okay, so I'm just going to blend this back out a little bit more with the lighter lemon lime twist. And I also realised I've got to go over this lily pad too because that's going to be lemon lime twist as well. So I want to add a little bit of dark in there. And fan that out a little bit. I might add a little bit of dark to that edge. Jay is amazing at colouring, and his classes that he does for colouring are fantastic. So Emma is talking about Jay Soriano, and if you want to check out his link, if you look up Matosu Craft, I think it is, him and his partner Barry do really cool classes and videos. Barry is really good at fun folds. If you really like the fun folds, Barry does, I'm pretty sure it's called Fun Fold Friday, that he shows off his fun fold ideas, and he does a lot of really cool ones. So they're both amazingly talented. You'd rather fussy cut than colouring. I like both. Does that make me weird? Okay, so now I've got my light Pretty in Pink. The cool thing is if you didn't want to colour this, you could cut it. You can actually also do some die cutting techniques with this. So you could cut this out in, say, black if you want a silhouette look, or white, whatever you want. And then you could cut it again in like Pretty Peacock or Pretty in Pink, and then just cut those pieces off and piece it back together again. So there are options. Now I'm going to take the dark peach pie and actually go for a two-toned look. So I'm going to I'm going to colour the top of those with some peach pie, so I get a bit of difference there. And I might come in with a bit of dark, pretty in pink. This is called speed colouring. Then I'm going to go in with some balmy blue, and this is the light. Now this one's definitely running out. Honestly, I've got a whole bag full of new blends because I knew that some of them were coming to the end of their days. So I just have to work out which ones I need to go through on my shelf. I will use them until they're gone. I'm a bit of a stingy one. I like to use things until they've definitely run out. Okay, so I just went over all of that with some light balmy blue. Now I'm just going to add some highlights of the darker balmy blue. So I'm not really doing anything specific here. I'm just going in and adding some darker sections and then just blending that out. You can hear how dry my pen is. Okay. A dark shaded background with white and Wink of Stella spattered. Well, that's hey Megan, that's kind of what I was trying to do with the white. Just smudged a little bit, so I could have done that a little bit differently. But that was kind of what I was actually trying to go for. And do you know what I did? Oh no, I can still see the line. I just coloured over the line. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down now. So I'm going to pull in my glue. And I'm just going to add some glue right around this circle. And then I'm going to get that lined up mark. I can just place the circle down, and it's easier to do when you pick it up. Work out where that's going. Look at that. That line is definitely easier to do with these deckled circle dies if you want to put one on top of the other. So definitely add a permanent marker line. Okay, so that is that bit done. We can set that aside now for a moment to dry while we do a couple other bits. We're going to put together the base of the, oh, Carol, how are you? Okay, so I have got a portrait style card that's half a sheet. So basic normal fold. And then I'm going to grab in my trimmer. Now this is the basis of the whole thing. It's so easy. I want to unfold my card and cut from the middle of the card where the score line is. So I want to line up the middle section right on that score line with the very bottom corner of the card to the bottom right. So the top left to the bottom right, okay? And I put my cutting blade in and just cut that. So what it does is cuts away half that card. So super easy. Now the next bit, I'm just gonna grab my bone folder and redo that score. Now the next bit is you want to get easy layers to put, because we want to get some pattern paper onto this triangle, and you might be wondering how to cut that and what to go about size. So you want to cut your rectangle piece to the side, to the layer size you want first of all. So what I'm going to do is go for so the card in metric is 10.5 by 14.9. So I'm going to go 10.5. So I'm going to go 10.3. Oh, what am I doing? Now I've got the wrong piece. I've got the inside piece. I was like, why does that not measure right? So I've just written my measurements in here. So I've got 14.7 by 10.3. So I need 10.3, which is cut out already, to 14.7. So that will be the size of that piece. So we're going 0.2 of a mil smaller. Now what I'm going to do is now cut this the same as I cut the card front. So I want to go top left to bottom right in my trimmer. I'm going to pop, oops, that just moved a little bit. Okay, line that up again. And I'm just going to cut that. So what that does now is get you a piece that is going to be just a little bit smaller than that flap, so that sits nicely. Now I'm going to change up the pattern. I'm just going to put this to the side. We don't need this. I'm going to change up the pattern on the front of my card. I thought what this would do is by the time I cut this, the ducks wouldn't be in it. So I'm just getting this beautiful little scenery pattern down here. So this one here is cut at 10.1 by 14.5. So 0.2 of a centimetre shorter or smaller again. So I'm just going to line that up the same way as I have from top left to bottom right. Make sure that's all lined up. And it has missed the duckies, so then that will fit nicely and just give you a tiny, pretty in pink border. Oh, you've had lots of cuddles. That's cute. So beautiful. Okay, so that's that piece. And then this piece you want to keep, because what we're going to use that for is when we open the card, you can actually, oops, I'm doing this all wrong. You can actually flip that around and pop that in there. So you've got a pattern for the inside. So cute. Okay, so there are those pieces for the card done. So we'll pop those on the card. So we're going to add some glue to the DS or designer paper triangle. I realise I call it DSP, and some people probably watch that aren't familiar with Stampin' Up all the acronyms. So DSP stands for Designer Series Paper, which is what we call our patterned paper. So I'm just going to line that up, make sure it's nicely stuck. And then I'm going to add a bit of glue just to my back bit here and stick that down. Make sure that's nicely stuck. And then I'm going to adhere this piece on the inside. Okay. Turn that upside down to get it nicely stuck in there. Okay. So that's our front flap done. Now what we can do is put, this piece is going to go in here. This is my standard measurement that I usually do for the inside, and that's 9.9 by 14.3. Now, instead of doing just the basic white layer, this is where I added the card. So I've cut my cards a bit smaller because I wanted my card to sit onto the pretty and pink layer. So I cut vertically. So this is a bit of A4 cardstock. I've cut it at 9.7 to 28.2. And that gave me the ability to fold it in half at 14.1 or score it in half. So that's what I did so that I could then adhere that layer to the pretty in pink. But we're going to add a bit of decoration to this before I stick it down. So I wanted to add another little bit of a triangle, but then I thought when I could have here another half triangle like I had, but I wanted it a tiny bit smaller. So what I did to get that a little bit smaller is grabbed a piece or the pattern that I wanted of the DSP. Say I was using this one. I measured 9 centimetres this way and added a little mark. So if I go 9 centimetres, I added a little mark. And then up on this bit, I made a little mark at 10 centimetres. And then I have just cut from that mark to that mark. So I got a little triangle that wasn't quite as big. So now I've got this little piece, and I also cut a small, this is 0.4 of a centimetre. I love tiny layers. It's 0.4 of a centimetre, which is about 1/8 of an inch. Hey, Caitlin, I hope you're well. So I've just cut that, and I've cut it longer because I can trim it on either side. But before I stick those layers down, I'm going to add a little bit of colour. So I'm going to grab my card, making sure the top end is here. And I'm going to grab my peach pie ink pad. And I'm going to grab a blending brush. I don't know what colour I last used in this. I have one of these blending brushes for most colour families. My blues, purples, pinks. So they're generally okay to use regardless. Now, I know that this is going to go roughly here, so I'm going to add a little bit of blending up there. So I'm just going to start adding a little bit of colour, just so it wasn't so stark white. So I'm just going to go right up along that line. Now I'm just tapping off this first bit, which gets rid of the really strong colour that will add a big blob onto your card. So that's why I'm just dabbing it off, and I'm just softly going over and blending that out a bit. Okay. So now when I pop this over the top, you can see a little bit of colour softly there. So I'm trying to do this new thing of putting stuff away as I do a live, because it ends up being a disaster in here. Now I've got my peach pie Stampin' Wrap marker. I'm just going to spritz some colour along there just to add a little bit of fun. Now I can adhere these layers. So I want to stick down my Heidi, I am live on YouTube as well. Yeah. So Caitlin is on YouTube. I fixed my streaming software so I can go live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, because I end up uploading the video to YouTube anyway, and then I can chat to the people on YouTube too. So I'm just going to stick that triangle there, and then I'm going to come along and add a little bit of glue just along this strip. So I think last time I went live was over a week ago. Mr. Thor has had his snippy operation, and so we've had lots of puppy cuddles this week. But you wouldn't know he's had an operation, honestly. Oh, Anita, that spritzing is addictive. Do you know who started me on that? Was Dina Ricow. So I haven't stopped it ever since. I just love it. And Maheshwari does it too, and it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm just trimming off those ends, and that's given me a pretty card for the inside. I'm going to add a bit more decoration, but we can stick it down for now. So I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to add, because this is quite heavy, it's having to hold a whole card here. I'm going a bit over the top with the glue. Suzanne, that glue gun is called a Precision Glue Press from My Sweet Petunia. It's amazing. Okay, so that's all stuck, and then I can go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this piece. Makes it so easy. So the glue holder, it comes with a little stand, and the cap you're supposed to stick there so you don't lose, but I would lose my own head if it wasn't on. It's probably right in front of me, but there is a cap to that glue. I got mine from Craft Online, which is an Australian store. Oh, there's the glue top. It has a pretty little I don't know. I haven't checked if they're still available, because if they are, it's about the only place in Australia that had them. Otherwise, you have to buy them from America, and it's the shipping that is crazy, not anything else. So when I got mine, they were $59.99, and I'm pretty sure that I'd spent enough to get free shipping, which, let's face it, it's not hard. If I go I should actually put it in my video link, the link to this, because I get asked every time I go live when I use it, which is cool because they are awesome. They're currently sold out, but you can press a button on there to notify you when they're back. And I'm pretty sure the more people that do that, they'll probably get them back in. I've put them in a link in the YouTube, in the Facebook live. I don't know that I have the YouTube live up here, so I will just add them into, I'll see if I can add them into the link. I don't even know how to comment as myself. Oh, there we go. Okay. If you just press on there and let it notify you, I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if they get them back in, because so many people are after them. But they're amazing. There's a little silicone pad which stops that clogging up, so you can just pop it in there while you're crafting. They're really handy. Okay, so I've got that all stuck, and that's good to go. Now I need to, I'm going to add my ribbon now so that it's done. This is where it gets bulky. The more it sits shut, the more it will stay shut. But I liked having the ribbon on there anyway. So I need your help though. What do? Do I do pink, so Pretty in Pink, or Peach Pie ribbon? They're both the same types of ribbons. This is our bordered ribbon. That's in all the in colours. On this original card, I've done the same cardstock colours, but I've done the Pretty in Pink. So what do you think? Should I go with Pretty in Pink or Peach Pie? So the only difference is I've got different paper on this one. So I had more of the pink in the paper. So I've got options. I've got Peach Pie or I've got Pretty in Pink. What do you think? Let me know. It was funny. I did a video on my VIP page on the weekend using one of the kits, and we did some alternatives, and I put out options to people, and every time it was tied. It was funny. Pink, peach. Oh, there's more peach pies at the moment. Pink is losing. Really? How did you work that out, Heidi, that YouTube is 2 seconds faster? I wouldn't know. I'm not very techie. Oh well, putting the vote out to you guys gives me a moment to tidy up because I'm a bit fanatical about having a tidy space. Just ordered it, cost me $88, including postage to Queensland. Is that from America, Judy? Yeah, I know they're sold out, Suzanne. If you just press on the button saying notify me now, or email them, because I reckon they have more on their way. It wouldn't surprise me. I think Peach is winning. We're going with Peach. You're watching Facebook on phone and YouTube. Actually, Heidi, I do that when I watch Kylie's lives. So I can do stuff on my laptop at the same time, but I have it open on my laptop so I can comment. And that's scary that you have me on the big screen. Okay. So I'm going to pop this roughly where I want it. So that looks like about 60 centimetres in length to me. So I'm going to chop. Do the big chop. I'm actually going to tie. Actually, I won't tie it yet. What I'm going to do is have it so it's roughly even there. And I'm going to flip over my card. So I actually want to stick it on the back. So I'm going to use some tear and tape just to adhere this down. I love the name tear and tape because that's what I do with that. I literally tear the tape. And this stuff is super strong. Okay. Now, I want to cover that up because, you know, it's looking a bit ugly. So I'm going to actually adhere a piece of designer series paper over the back, which it covers up. Now that I've used tear and tape, I feel like I should go to town and use tear and tape for the whole back piece. Look what I'm covering up, the pretty paper. But, you know, it's necessary sometimes. You can just buy another pack. Buy it today and you get free shipping. Because who wants to pay pesky shipping? Okay, I'm that person that will add another $20 of stuff to my cart just to reach free shipping. Yeah, I reckon that's what people need to do with those glue presses if they're going to buy them from America. Team up and order them together. I think they should pay me. Keep sending people to buy them. It's like the dye, what I use to store my dyes in. Pretty much every week I end up sending people links. They should be paying me. Okay. So I've just added that piece to the back, which covers up that ugly ribbon. Do you know, I finished a whole roll of this and got to the end of a roll, which is rare. But I've been using it for scrapbooking. Oh, that's annoying. I also stuck that on the inside of that piece, and I don't think that is going to be worth ripping up. No. We're just going to go with that one. So when you stick your strip, stick it to the inside of that piece. That's what I did. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go with that one. Only the tiniest little sticker duck there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is adhere this piece, and I want to adhere it to the middle, but you're only going to have half that you need to put dimensionals on because you're not going to see the other bit. So I'm going to flip this over. Actually, when I'm going to line that up, I want to line it up roughly there. So if I pick it up and have my fingers where they're going to be, I'm just going to draw a rough line there where I know that my dimensionals need to go. Okay, now go to town with these. There's no frugal dimensional adding here. You have, Kayla, on the TV, the phone, and the iPad. Wow. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Heidi, buying them as a batch. Okay, so that's all. Oh, this background on my desk, it's really hard to see the dimensional backings. And I will say, the older dog, Loki, he will come in and he will eat rubbish off the floor. Like when I say rubbish, I mean like dimensional backings. He does a tidy. Oh, I can see a dimensional. He does a tidy, and I'm always telling him off trying to eat rubbish off the floor. So now I can see that I don't have any dimensional backing showing, but I can see a bit of pencil. So I'm just going to rub that out. Okie dokie. Now comes the embellishing, so the rest of the card. Why do I feel like I've got that left and I shouldn't? I know why. I was like, I have an extra piece. I popped some embellishing in here too. So, and I forgot to do that bit. And I didn't even cut it. So we're going to just pick something here. We could go really, that's a lot of peach pie going on. This is what I do with my DSP. I've got so much. I love this one. So I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to keep it, I'm just going to keep it that width. But I will put the exact measurements in the document. Oops, did I just use a score? No, I didn't. I thought I used the scoring blade. Okay. I should stock up on some trimmer blades in the free shipping because that's what I could do with. I'm going to cut this tiny strip to 9.7. I want to stick this down the bottom. You don't have to add these bits of decoration, but I love adding the little bits of sparkle and decoration wherever I can. I hope you guys cannot hear my washing machine. It's so loud. And I washed all my bedding today and left it a bit late in the day, so it takes ages to run through the machine and then the dryer because there's no way you dry things outside at the moment, Tassie. It'd be crazy. Okay. I'm just going to add this little bit of sparkle up here. I think that's all I had on the inside there. I might add a little bit of spritzy. I'm doing it pretty in pink. Okay. That was why that piece was left over. Okay, so now we're going to do some decorating for the front, and we're going to bring back in the Stampin' blends for this bit. You like to do things spare at the moment. I'm in New Zealand, and I'm not sure if they ship. Crafter's Cart. So if you're on YouTube, Emma said that there's a place in New Zealand called Crafter's Cart that may have the glue press. So that's handy to know. Thanks, Emma. Okay, so I might put this on this side so it's a bit easier to see. I've got lots of things going on here. I have die cut out a lot of pieces before I went live, so I didn't have to do as much die cutting. So I'm just going to arrange them all so you can see what's what, who's who in the zoo. Now I have die cut these all out of basic white thick because I'm going to colour them. Some of these I need to work out which duck. There's 2 ducks and they've both got 3 pieces each. Okay, now I don't think I'll need all these flowers, but pop them there anyway. So I hope that you can see. I'm not sure how to zoom. If I can, I'll probably do it completely wrong. Yeah, I think it's a bit crazy of an idea to try and, maybe. Maybe. Okay, so you can see a little bit better what I've cut out. So I've cut out some lily pads. I think that's what we call them. Oh no, they're not lily pads, they're flowers. Lotus leaves, I'm not sure. And then there's a little lily pads. And you only really need to cut one of the double ones, and then I think I put a couple on the inside. So you only really need two of these ones. And then I've done one of the big ducks as well as one of the little ducks. So the big duck is here and it's got its matching wing and little beak. And the little duck, you only have to cut this one out because it comes with all the pieces that you need there. And then I've cut out some of these. So there's lots of, the cool thing about this bundle is that you can actually create a card like this one that doesn't really have much stamping. It's mainly die cutting. So these ones are what I would classify as a builder die, and they're really cool. So I'm going to start colouring them. And don't worry, I've kept the colouring really easy, so it won't take too long. So I'm going to colour the little flowers in with Pretty in Pink. I don't know why I'm looking underneath my glasses because I can't see. Okay. Do you know, if Stampin' Up demos that are on will understand my excitement, but we get to see the new upcoming mini catalogue on Thursday morning. It's very exciting. I looked today and realised what the date was. I'm like, oh, it's coming up so soon. So I'm adding some dark peach pie just to these, and I'm just going in the centre and then sort of bleeding it out just a little bit. So just to add a little bit of peach in there. Okay. That is as simple as the lotus flowers are. Now I'm going to go into the wreaths. Now these ones I'm going to colour exactly the same as I did on the front of the card. So I'm just adding my lemon lime twist, and this is the light coloured lemon lime twist. Just going to colour them in. I like doing rough, not perfect blending. It doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm going to keep the dark for a second and come in with some of the light Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark, lemon lime twist and just add a little bit of dark, particularly where I want to blend that out a little bit. Okay. Has anyone got this duck bundle? Love to see some more projects and get inspired. Okay, coming in with to these little tops, and I'm just going to add my Pretty in Pink again, and then add some peach pie. And finish it off with a little bit more of the dark Pretty in Pink. So I love that cutting them from white, you can sort of muck around with the colours a little bit as well. Okay, so I want to do one of these double lily pads, and I'm going to do the one on this side. I'm going to do in some lemon lime twist, and then add in some of the dark. And then on the other side, I'm going to do Pretty Peacock. So I'm just starting with the light colour and then adding a bit more definition with the dark. Okay. And then I need a couple of these small ones. I might keep those ones with the greens. You're a 2-in-1, a celebrant and an MC. You're caving and getting the Round We Go bundle. Oh, good on Megan. I'm glad that you caved. I saw someone's featuring that this week. I forget who it was. I get so many emails and I always forget. Okay. Just going to go in and add more colour. Okay. That's that one. And then we just need to do our duckies. Now, I think I'm going to keep them a bit more simple this time. So I'm going to do light, pretty and pink for my small duck. And I'm just going to go over the ducky and then add a little bit of peach. And then over the top, I can't remember what I did. Over the top, I'm going to add some pretty in pink. And then go in with my light. Now that goes over the top of that little ducky. So that actually covers most of it. I could have just coloured his beak. Now I'm going to do his wing, which I might do with, I sort of like his wing not being on there now. Now I look at that. Or I could do something, I might do it a bit darker. So I'm just mixing up, like adding a little bit of pink and a bit of the peach. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on. So I'm going to see how, I love builder dies. It's like building Lego, but for a card. Now I'm just going to curl up this wing. So I'm just going to sort of curl it in my fingers a little bit. And then just add a little bit of glue to the tip of that wing and stick it like in there so you can still see underneath it a little bit. Now I thought it was a little bit odd. I don't know about you, but I thought it was a little bit odd that the duck didn't, like the eye where you could see through it. So I don't know. I just didn't like it. So I've got my basic black Stampin' Wrap marker and I'm just going in and colouring the eye. I don't know, I couldn't do it. I didn't like it. Okay, so now for Mama Duck, I'm going to do some grey granite. I've got my light. Now I went a bit cray with the colouring on Mama Duck on the first one, so I'm just going to keep it a bit more simple. So I've just done the base with the light grey granite. I'm just going to add a bit more definition there. And I might keep, what is this, the duck breast in the peach. Just blend that out with a bit of grey granite. And then I might add a little bit of pink just up here on the bum. And then blend it out a little bit. Because we're going to add a wing as well, so I'm going to add the wing with some of the same colour tones. Well, that's dark. I thought that was light. It's okay. I'm just going to go in with the peach again and then add some of that pink. So the wing's nice and bright. And then we've got this little duck beak. So tiny, so it's very hard to hang on to. You miss seeing everyone's fur babies, Caitlin. You should see mine at the moment. They're being feral. No doubt Thor's at the door. He's always at the door when I'm doing a live. Okay. He was naughty on Sunday when I did my live in the VIP group, so he's out there. Okay, so I've stuck the wing on. I'm just going to add a bit of glue to the beak. And this is where your take your pick tool comes in handy because it's very hard to grab onto that little piece. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool just to stick him on there. So that's all of those pieces done. Before I actually move them off though, I might grab my Winter Stella because everything is better with glitter. I'm going to add some glitter to my duckies. I might add it over the whole duck actually because you just can't go wrong. There's nothing wrong with glitter. And I'm going to add some glitter to my little flowers as well. Okay. So I can move those off. Like that. He's still the perfect child. Oh, that's no good, honey. Okay, the last thing I did was I did pre-stamp this ahead of time. I did the little froggies. That was pretty much the only stamping apart from the sentiment I did. But it's like a two-step stamp. So the little frog stamps the outline and then you can stamp the inside. So I stamped the outline in Memento Black and the inside in Lemon Lime Twist, but I actually want to just colour the little lily pad a little bit as well. So I'm just going to go in with some lemon lime and then add a little bit of Pretty Peacock because the actual froggy is lemon lime. So I wanted to have a little bit of definition in there to make sure Mr. Froggy was set apart from the lily pad. So I'm just going in with some Pretty Peacock and then some lemon lime as well. And then the little belly of the frog, I decided to colour with some soft sea foam. Now, by the way, this blend definitely needs replacing. This one has got a split. Now, I've had it for so long, it's actually split. But you know what? I can still get some colour out of that. So this is my light soft sea foam. I'm just adding the belly and then going back in with a little bit of dark. So that's Mr. Froggy. Okay, so that's all of that. Then we need a sentiment. I'm just going to, where is my coffee at? Okay, so I need to grab a scrap piece. I thought I had some. Oh, I can use the leftover piece here. I want to do the sentiments for the card, so I'm going to use the same ones. Hey, Christine, hope you're well. I'm going to get my embossing buddy. Just tap that on there. This is my live that should have been Saturday, so I chose not to miss a week and still come live, but on a different day. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my sentiments. I need to pop the You Make Me Happy, and I'm just stamping this in some Versamark because I'm going to heat emboss them with some black. So I'm just stamping both of those down onto the Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to bring in my black embossing powder, which no matter how clean I think I'm being, I get this stuff everywhere. That's why we have an embossing tray, but I'm not being a very good advocate for using it right now. Okay. Just making sure I've got as much of that off, those little straggly bits. My heat gun has been hard at work today. You finished your Kayla card. Oh, you're going to send it to Kylie. That's nice. Okay, I'm just going to let my heat gun warm up for a sec. I promise I'm almost at the end of this card. It's been an hour and I'm still going. You definitely need to do that, Heidi. Say it's an emotional support cat. Okay, so I'm just melting this black embossing powder. Oops, that needs a little bit. So one of these sentiments is for the front of the card and one is for the inside, but I am heat embossing both. we're all good. Now, I've got to let that dry for a second because when you emboss, it is a little bit tacky for a little bit. So put your finger in it, it will smudge. So just let that dry for a sec, and we can, while we wait, we're going to have on the inside here, Mr. Froggy, one of our lily pads, and one of our flowers. And then we're going to use the one that says, "You make me happy." Is my gun really quiet? I know you can hear it on some videos really loud, but I never know what it sounds like on a video. I'm one of those people that will never watch my videos back. And if I have to do any editing, I put myself on mute. I can't handle it. Okay, so I'm just trimming this a little bit smaller. And while I'm here, I will do this one as well. Now, this one is a tricky one because I am being very risque, and I'm going to trim those two words that have very little space between them. So this is risking the biscuit. Look at that. So this is how much room you have to work with cutting those apart. So if you want to keep them as one, keep them as one. They're not that easy to cut apart, I will admit. But I was doing it hell or high water. Is that the saying? I don't know. Okay. I want to trim this. To be honest, our Stampin' Up trimmer is actually really good at precision cuts. Once you get that lined up, it's really good. Okay, so I'm going to trim these ones down. So this is the Hello Friend. Just going to trim those with a straight edge. I normally do it at an angle, but for this card, I kept a straight edge. And then for this one, I'm actually going to cut the words apart. So I've got happy. I cut me apart last time, but I think I might actually have you make me happy. So I might cut that into 3. Okay, so on the inside, we're going to have you make me happy. And then I'm going to pop the lily pad and have this little flower sticking out. And then Mr. Froggy. Okay, something like that. I couldn't be without my fur babies. They're definitely my emotional support dogs, those ones. Even if they're highly needy, I don't care. I'd have it any day. Okie doke. I want to work out where that one goes in a second. So I'm just sort of moving them around as I work out what I want where. Now, I'm not sticking these straight at all. They're supposed to be crooked. I want enough room to add that little flower in there. There we go. And I think Stella honestly moves around the desk. I swear it moves without me knowing. Add a little bit of glitter to the frog's belly. I feel like that's a little bit high. I don't think I can move that bit. Oh well. She's staying. Okay. Now we've got our bits for the front. So we've got our sentiment, we've got all our little pieces, and I would have to mask that stamp. It can be tricky. I used to never be able to do it, but now I've had some practice. I've got a bit better at it. Okay, so I want to stick my ducks on the front. This is a bit of moving around, but once you get your pieces all stamped and whatnot, it's a bit easier. So I'm actually going to stick these ones over the ones on the front, but I want to do it with some dimensionals. So I have added a few dimensionals to the card just to get some difference in height, which I love to do. So just just going to stick these over the top of where they are on the card front. They're a little bit of a different lily pad, but they still work. And then I want to pop one of these ones in there. But before I do that, I'm going to work out where I want these guys. I'm going to poke them. I might actually just cut that off a little bit. And then I want to have them scattered like that. Now, I found it easier with this one to grab my glue dots and my take your pick tool. And then I kind of just lifted them up and poked a couple of glue dots in there, and that was enough to hold them in place so they weren't naughty. Okay. And then I'm going to add my little flowers in. I might just add those with glue dots as well while I've got them out. So I'm going to add a couple of these little flowers. I did colour a few more than I needed, so I could add some more if I wanted. Now I'm going to stick Mother Duck. It's really hard not to sing the nursery rhyme. When I was doing my teaching degree, I did pracs where I was in sort of young classes and you just couldn't get the songs out of your head. And I can't say I couldn't work in a childcare. I really give it to people that do. Even retail can't handle the constant jingles. Okay, so I'm just cutting a dimensional for the little duck. I'll pop little duck right next to mummy duck. Now, if you can see why I coloured the eyes, because you can actually see black behind the mum's eyes. So I wanted the baby duck to have a black eye as well. Not literally a black eye, but, you know, I might add one of those little flowers up here too. Your wink always leaks out the side, not the brush. That's really weird. Like it leaks out here. Mine does sometimes, but are you pressing too much into the barrel maybe? It only needs a little bit. I hardly actually ever press mine. In saying that, I might just spritz some on there while I'm at it. You might have a little bit too much in the barrel maybe. Christine, you may have the screw top a little too open. So what Heidi means is here where you unscrew it, that might be a little bit too open. You'd think it would come out there though, but I'm not sure, maybe. So make sure this bit's nicely screwed. Okay, so now I'm going to pop my sentiment on. And I might pop it over the top of that one. They always turn out a little bit different depending on where you've placed things. I'm going to add in some dimensionals. And stick that one, I think, over top and then stick that one down underneath it. So you could keep this as one whole sentiment. You don't have to chop it apart. You might have a faulty one, Christine. If it's from Stampin' Up, I would contact them. Because who knows, it could just be one of those things where it's slightly faulty. And if it was bought recently, they would replace it, I reckon. Okay, so I've got that all stuck. Now we want to add some embellishments, which I've placed here. So these are the, what did we say they were? Dappled dots. Now I added some of the Pretty in Pink and the Peach Pie, and I went to town and added 5, but you know, you could be a bit more frugal with them if you want. I just figure I always get to when things retire and have tons left. So I'm becoming a love it and use it girl, because otherwise I always never seem to get them used. How many of each colour do I have? 2. Which colour do I love more, Pretty in Pink or Peach Pie? I'm thinking I'm thinking pretty in pink because I've got the peach pie ribbon. Stick. I've got to have an uneven number. So it's 5, it's got to be. If it's 4, it's got to be 5. If it's 2, it's got to be 3. That's my reasoning anyway. Okay, so that is that version of the card. I haven't tidied up the ribbon though. So just going to tidy those ends. I didn't even test out the bow to make sure it was a good length for this one, but we're going to just cross our fingers and hope for the best. Okay. Oopsie, I tried that a bit interesting. Okay. There we go. So that is the peach pie version of the card. So I'm not even sure what you would call that fun fold. I just called it a triangle fun fold because I wasn't entirely sure what they were called, but that is the card. So it was a lot of fun to make, and I had a lot of fun using the, I keep calling it the puddle duck bundle, but it's not. It's the Charming Lily Pond Lane Suite, or the Charming Duck bundle. So I love that Stampin' Up! No longer call the dies something different to the stamps, but they do call the suite something different from the bundle. So this is the Lily Pond Lane Suite in the catalogue. So really gorgeous, and you can see some of the samples that Stampin' Up! Have created in the catalogue, and you can see there a really good example of how to use that scenery paper. The other cool thing is that you can make this card also using die-cut ducks from the paper. So obviously there's a couple of ones here where you've got the ducks. You could just die-cut them or fussy cut them out of the paper and pop them on. So that's some less colouring or die cutting. But yeah, really fun, really simple. You only have to cut your standard base in half. So I did do a basic conversion for Imperial. I'm not sure what, oh, I did the inside card as well. So I'll pop that up on my page and on my blog probably tomorrow. So if you're watching on YouTube, check the comments. I'll pop up the link in the comments tomorrow, or in the video description, sorry. And that PDF will be available to download with all the measurements that you need to create this fun fold. So the other thing I wanted to mention, and the links are in the comments on both YouTube and Facebook, is to sign up to my newsletter, which is linked in the video description, because I do have some exciting stuff in the works. It's all happening, and those on my newsletter list will find out first. I can't give you any hints yet, but it's so close, and I can't wait to share it with you all. I've had lots of people sign up. There is also, I do have to check my newsletter subscription. There is also a free tutorial that goes out when you subscribe, and it's on my list this week to update that free tutorial, so all current subscribers will get the free tutorial as well. But I'm pretty sure you do get one when you subscribe. It's just been a while since I've updated it. And don't forget, if you love the duck bundle, grab it, because until midnight you get free shipping. Plus, I'm not sure how much the bundle is. I didn't even look. I think it might actually qualify for a bonus days coupon. Let's have a quick perusal. It is $81.75. So spend another $80 and you could get a bonus days coupon, or you could buy the suite. Yeah, really cool. You do get one straight away. Oh, you do. There you go, Megan. See that you know more about my newsletter than I do. What's this? How do you store your 6x6 paper? I can show you. It's not very good, but I do have something on its way. Oh goodness, I'm getting old. So I have got mine in these pockets, but they're not large enough. These are 5x7 pockets, which is a bit annoying. So I only have it in there so that all the scraps would stay. But I've actually just bought some 6x6 pockets off Amazon, so I'll have to share my link to that. But I do have, the reason I want them to be 6x6 is I actually have a 6x6 storage thing which the paper can slot into. And this is from Crafty Bits and Bobs, which is a lovely lady, and she's on Facebook. She's Australian. She sells these, what do you call these, laser printed, 3D laser printed designs. And I asked her, I said, can you make one for 6x6 paper? And she did. And she sells these. But the annoying thing for me is that I want to keep my scraps together. So I just ordered some 6x6 pockets so that I could put my 6x6 paper in there as well. And look what I kept. If anyone knows me, they know how much I love this. I sneakily kept it. It's just in there. So yes, that's how I store those. I also pop I've got these in there as well in the pockets. So I've got my mix and match all in the pockets, and they're in the 6x6 storage holder. So I find that super easy up there. But that's how I store my 6x6. My 12x12 goes in the 12x12 storage pockets that I got. But yes, that's my 6x6. I'm giving my do you have a link for her? Do you mean Crafty Bits and Bobs? I'm on my big computer. I say that I'm on my dinosaur computer, but I reckon I could grab it. Just give me a sec. There we go. I think her name is Jan Casey. Really odd. Facebook is so weird sometimes. Okay. I'm going to go back to my stream. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I know that it was Sue on YouTube that asked. But if you're watching on Facebook and you have no idea what I'm talking about, Sue just asked for the link to Crafty Bits and Bobs, and she makes all the laser printed designs. The other thing that she has that is really cool that I do have, it's a bit of a mess, I need to organise it, but she has these little turntables. Mine's very dirty. But yes, very cool. I store all my things in there. I just need to have a big clean out. Megan, funny you said that. I was going to do it. I do actually have an Amazon Associates account. And I keep sending links to people for things, so I really shouldn't I? It was funny. Tell you a little funny haha. She might be watching. I got new lights this week and they cost me a bit, but Prime Day, whatever. And I said I needed them, like $300. Anyway, I sent a picture to Meshwari and I said, like, how we'll talk about the lights. And she asked her husband, said she needs them to do professional videos. So it's funny. I'm an enabler. You've got to have the things, don't you? So yes, that is. How much was your order for? What's this? And it still has postage. Christine, was it $90 before? Like it was not. You didn't use coupons and you didn't use like it was $90 retail. That's really weird. Did you actually go through to the checkout page? If you haven't put it in yet, have you gone as far as checking out? Because it might add it last minute. I haven't even tried yet, so it might add it at the very last minute just before you check out. Heidi, I have the Elgato Keylight Air lights. They're really cool, and they work with my computer, so I can actually adjust the lighting while I'm live, which is really cool. So I think that was pretty much it. I spoke to you about everything I needed to speak to you about. So I will be live again this Saturday. So a little bit less than a week now because this was a bonus, well, not a bonus live, but it was instead of my Saturday. So I will be live on Saturday. Date is that? Must be getting close to the end of the month now. Saturday the 27th, I will be live at 7 p.m. You've not heard of them, link. I am going to have a favourites page. Then I can just link my favourites page. I will pop up a link to those lights because they are fantastic. And they're a bit cheaper at the moment, which is cool. Okie dokie. So I will see you guys all next week. Oh, this week. This weekend. Have a lovely rest of your week. And I can see someone saying the rain, and I don't know where you're getting that from. Hello, the rain, if you're there. Anyway, I will see you guys all on the weekend. Have a lovely week. Hope you enjoyed the card. Check out for the PDF tomorrow morning or tonight. Tomorrow morning, most likely. Okie doke. I will catch you all soon. Bye.